In part 1, we talked about how when we have certain information from the drawing that we're given, from the template that we're given, that's the first thing we start off with. We used the reference point in the centre to figure out where one arc was described for this radius of 33 arc, and we went over to the right hand side and worked our way back across to meet in the middle to figure out where this centre line was to find that centre point for that arc. And that's what we did here. We then went over to the left hand side, and because we had this centre information, we started to work from the left hand side across. The next part we're going to do is figure out where this radius, where the centre line is for this radius. In the previous examples in the tangency principle sheet, we know that when we draw a centre line, it has to be parallel to an edge and measure perpendicularly the radius of the arc. So to get the radius or the centre line for this arc, I'm going to measure 20 millimeters at a right angle from that edge. And then I'm going to draw a centre line. Then I'm going to use this centre line, this centre point, as a reference to measure 33 radius from there out to this arc. And the radius of this arc is 20, so an additional 20 millimeters away is the centre point. So that's 33 and 20 is 53. And that arc is a radius of 20. So I use that centre point to create that arc in there. Okay, excuse my accuracy. This is why it's important to have good instruments. Okay, next part we're going to do is this large arc that covers the top of the rocker arm. It tells us it's got a radius of 127, and we've got a few reference points that we can use. Because it hits the outside of this circle, again I'm going to use this middle centre point. The distance of this arc is 127. The distance from there to the centre point is 33. So 127, take away 33 is 93. 94. She says. So 94 from this centre point down here somewhere is the centre line. This arc scribes round and hits this rounded edge here, which is a radius of 12. So to find that next arc to describe the centre point in here, I need to work out where the centre point is for this one to use that as a reference point for the centre line. So I'm going to go back over to the right hand side, and I'm going to use these dimensions. I'm going to come up 8 and in 12, describe an arc, and use that centre point to figure out where the centre point is for this arc. So I'm going to come up 8. This is 12 millimeters in anyway. Describe an arc of 12. Okay, because this arc comes round and hits this arc at 12, we're going to take 12 of 127. It's 115, and scribe the arc to match this one down here. Then I can set my compass to a radius of 127, use that centre point, describe my arc, which doesn't work.